Did I tell you guys about Sweetener? All right, jumping right in.
This is the One Baron Podcast, episode 48. So, I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl, so we're just going to keep moving.
Why don't you want to talk about the Super Bowl, Mark?
What about those predictions, Marco?
I guess we should update those. I mean, everybody by now has seen or heard.
We were wrong. All right, moving on.
Yeah, we were definitely wrong. But we were incredibly wrong, and the entire fighting world was wrong about Mr. Silva.
Well,
Anderson
he won.
Silva. We were wrong about we were right about the prediction, but wrong about the man. I remember giving him a pretty glowing review as a person, if I'm not mistaken. And we were wrong. I was wrong, I guess. I'm a big fan of Anderson Silva. I'm very disappointed in the news.
What's the news?
He tested positive for anabolic steroids.
Yep.
Not the I was using this because my leg snapped in half kind of stuff, but performance enhancers, like no doubt about it. The ones that he was using, I looked it up. They're used to cut like lean meat. Lean muscle.
Delicious.
We're gonna eat him afterward. Lean muscle.
They cut steaks with this
That's
steroid.
what they do with the old champs, right?
They eat him.
Nice lean steak.
How else are you supposed to get that strength?
He's a lean guy.
Yeah.
He fights at what? Welterweight, middleweight? I can't remember.
Light heavy.
Nah, he's not a light heavy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's not a light heavyweight.
LH.
Pretty sure he's a middleweight. I'm gonna go middleweight.
Well, I'm going to look it up right
Do that. Anyway, he tested positive for steroids. One of the last guys that you would think would test positive for steroids.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, he's not known for being a completely wholesome character, per se. Like, he talks crap, and he does it in the ring, too.
Right, but, I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Pound for pound considered one of, if not the best.
Light heavyweight.
That's what he fought last fight?
All right, that's his wiki.
Well, it's on the internet, so it must be true.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, he continues to fight this allegation, or fact, if you will, about him testing positive. But I mean, he's come out with a statement and everything saying that no, I've never taken performance enhancing drugs. I'm completely against drug use, and I have my lawyers ready to fight this charge, this allegation. So,
well, that's good, at least.
I mean, he's not backing down from it, but as we've seen with a certain American cyclist, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Right. I mean, how many times have we seen athletes, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, that entire the entire steroids era of baseball, all of them said, no way, I would never do that. All my records are legit. They went to court, and then it all came to a head, and they all were found, well, not Barry Bonds, not like fully, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not unheard of for a fucking, what?
There's a bug in my cup.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm fucking drinking it.
It's not unheard of for an athlete to get tested positive and then say, no, there's no way. I mean, yeah, like you were saying about Lance Armstrong. He held on to that shit for like 3 decades.
It's my hero.
Just hold on to that lie, man.
It's definitely not unheard of, so I don't want to hear that shit
Well, I
until,
mean, does that change your... I mean, how much of that does that change your outlook of Anderson Silva?
Basically tears it to shreds.
What about Nick Diaz? He tested positive too
For THC.
for the marijuanies.
That I don't give a shit about. Let the dude get high. I don't care.
That's a Cheeto enhancing drug.
Yeah, it changes everything. You can't respect a guy like that. As far as I'm concerned, there's no argument, there's no middle of the road, there's no two ways about it. If you get caught cheating in a sport, that's it. You're done. You're done to me.
Yeah.
I don't respect the mid-millennium Patriots for Spygate. They were filming other players or other teams' practices and getting their plays and everything. I don't respect that team.
Right.
I don't respect any of the players from the steroid era. It's just there's no, to me, the integrity of sport. I mean, it's long been fucked in the butt, but
Well, that's the way of putting it.
but there are still people out
Probably could
there.
have found a different way to say that, but yeah.
Nah, not me.
Sure.
I'm
We're
pretty-
clearly professionals here.
Yeah.
Fucked in the butt.
Yep. F'd in the B.
To me, guys like Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Who
guys
haven't
like
been
that,
caught yet.
as far as we know, are completely honest, have, put their lives on the line. They're not their lives, but their livelihoods on the line
Right.
to play the sport at the highest level possible.
You could die playing baseball, man.
Well, technically you could, I guess.
You could.
You take a 95-mile-an-hour fastball straight to the temple.
Let's not get into technicalities.
Anyway.
You could die doing anything. We get it.
True. Those guys who spend, 10, 15, 20 years keeping their bodies in tip-top shape the legit way, and then you have guys like we don't know for sure with Anderson Silva, but if it comes out true, how can you respect any fight that he's won? How can you respect any record that he's put up? He's definitely not the pound-for-pound best fighter.
Because, part of it isn't just, muscle growth. You think he dodges those punches because of HGH?
He definitely has
course
natural
not.
talent for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that, just because he takes steroids, he's a completely talentless hack.
Right.
But he's not the same person.
You heard it here. Marco Dupa versus Anderson Silva.
He was fighting Nick and Nate Diaz before too, right?
What?
You called them names.
Who,
the both
Marco?
of you. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
I think I might have called him a prick or something.
I think so.
Maybe.
You heard it here first. Marco Dupa versus in a tag team match.
Oh God.
But yeah, like I said, I just don't think there's
No gray area for you.
no gray
I mean,
area
I was
for
gonna
me.
say a lot of the excuses that because I've seen a lot of 30 for 30s, so a lot of excuses that these athletes, clearly a lot of excuses that these athletes bring out when talking about steroid use is that it's prevalent throughout the sport, and they need to take it in order to just keep up, basically, with everybody else.
Right, that's the belief.
Does that change your view at all about steroid use?
What? No, not at all. Just because it's prevalent doesn't make it right, obviously.
Yeah.
And the fact that an athlete feels that to even the playing field that he has to do it, like, okay, take Ken Griffey Jr. for instance. If he wasn't injury plagued, he probably would have had more homers than anyone in the history of baseball.
He was great
He
player.
was one of the best players of all time, except for his injuries. That's what
Right.
prevented him. That's natural talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that guy was. So when you have guys like that, why? Okay,
If he's so talented, why was he always hurt?
God.
Oh God.
Is that a crazy thing to say? I'm sorry.
That just got so dark.
Just saying, you believe what you want to believe, but nature.
All right, that's a little more acceptable.
Chance, maybe? God.
Well, it depends on what you believe.
Just a spiteful God, just like, no.
Hey,
No,
I don't want to
Ken.
get into that, but
I've given you this talent, but you may not.
Sorry, Ken. You must not
well,
play.
it depends on what you believe. Like I said,
Maybe he was too good.
that God just had to smite him.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Is David very uncomfortable by not contributing to this? It sounds like it.
Walk the line.
Who walks the line?
I do. I'll dive over that if I say anything.
Yeah,
It's a regular Johnny Cash.
we're gonna tread lightly.
Boy.
But yeah, so when you have a guy like that, John Jones, for instance, he tested positive for regular
Cocaine.
Yeah, drug use.
Regular
like that.
cocaine, not the crazy kind.
Not the crazy kind.
Yeah.
But he didn't test positive for any steroids.
Yep.
Like, there's people who do it and do it well.
Yeah.
Their sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that it's an excuse. I don't think it's a viable excuse.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's an argument to be had, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of see their point, especially in sports like football, where you're constantly injury prone and you're going against 400-pound dudes every day. Where it still is an excuse, clearly, but I understand at least. I empathize. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's
Whereas
still...
you're swinging a bat,
Yeah,
trying to hit a ball really far.
Look at Babe Ruth. He was like fat and drank whiskey before playing some
I'm saying,
stuff.
man.
That's my nigga.
Hank Aaron.
Real man right there. Yeah.
He didn't need to take steroids.
Action Hank.
Just he had to take hamburgers
Right.
to the face.
So there's now I just don't see the
Tested positive for a
Cheeseburger.
cheeseburger.
Found trace signs of cheeseburger.
So yeah, I just don't
No,
like
not
I
buying
said.
it.
No, there's no.
All right, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, just end all be all. There's nothing there. So I'm hoping that since he's fighting this so vehemently, that it's wrong,
Right.
and that there was something happened with the test, the multiple anonymous tests.
Yeah, sure.
Let's hope that it's because like I said, I mean, I like Anderson Silva. I liked him. I'm hoping that it's not true. I'm hoping that he fights it and he wins, and everybody is wrong. I'd love to believe that, but I don't.
Well, I mean,
That's for true.
I think this decision, or I mean, this unveiling of the truth or not, is important because it kind of his legacy is in the balance of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, not only because he came back from a gruesome injury, but because he's also talking about retiring.
Right.
Clearly, you know, that entire speech about his son wanting him not to fight anymore was
Right.
clearly a ploy
Got
for
a bitch ass kid. Bitch ass kid.
horrible. But yeah, I mean,
Why
like,
wouldn't you want your dad to be the light heavyweight champion of the world?
it's just selfish. Clearly,
Yeah.
Kid doesn't know what he's talking about. He's gonna be like 16. Like,
What was wrong with
why'd
me?
you listen to me, Dad?
I was stupid.
I mean, he's what? How old is Anderson Silva? He's like in his.
39.
That's old, man.
He's still
To be
kicking
fighting.
ass.
But that's old.
Yeah, that's pretty old for a fighter.
I mean, you think he's trying to quit while he's ahead?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Get in
Right.
one last fight.
I respect a guy who can know when to call it quits instead of getting his ass handed to him in the last like 5 years of his career.
Yeah.
Go out on top, man. That's the way to do it. Michael Jordan knew it and then forgot it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so if this does come out to be true and he retires with this stink on his legacy, it's not going to be good for him or MMA because he is one of the most recognizable names
Right.
in the sport right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he retires, that's it for his. I mean, what was he going to do? Come back and fight and say, well, I'm clean now. What about the last 20 fights?
Right.
That shit is shot.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did come back from a debilitating injury.
Yeah.
It could have been the first fight that he used it. Just because of the injury.
Okay. I mean, if that's the case, then that's fine. And like I said, like with the Patriots, for instance, I don't say, all of their rings are tainted, but there's definitely some games that they shouldn't have won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect the team itself. Same with Anderson Silva. If we find out that this is the one and only time, I'll be disappointed in him, but I'm not going to say, well, he's a fucking piece of shit now for the rest of his career. It'll just be this fight, I guess.
Yeah, but then it pulls into question every other fight he's ever had.
That's exactly it.
You know.
You got to go back to all those other fights.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So.
anyway, hopefully you can come back from this because I think we're all, at least reasonable fans of the guy.
Yeah, I think we're rooting for him, tentatively.
Yeah, and I mean we're all fans of MMA, so I think
Of course.
a clean bill for Anderson Silva is a clean bill for UFC and
Right.
MMA as a whole. So
Right.
that's kind of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
But anyway.